There are few people more qualified to join us on Motivational Monday than our next guest. Luvvie Ajayi Jones is a best-selling author, podcast host, and motivational speaker.
Her TED Talk called Get Comfortable with Being Uncomfortable has more than 8 million views and counting, and Oprah chose her as part of her inaugural Super Soul 100 list as someone who elevated humanity.
Ooh.
Well, now Luvvie is out with her third book, titled Rising Troublemaker, a fear-fighting manual for teens, and here to tell us all about it, Luvvie, good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for being with us.
Yeah.
Good morning, beautiful people.
Well, thank you. Well, 2 out of 3. So, Luvvie, tell me, what is a you label yourself as a professional troublemaker. So what is a professional troublemaker?
I think a professional troublemaker is a disruptor for good. You know, I think about the late, great John Lewis, who said, always be ready to make necessary good trouble. And I think that's really at the heart of it. We are the people who are ready to challenge the rooms that we are in with love, right? We are ready to say and do the hard things because we know that it's going to lead us to higher ground. So that's what it means to be a professional troublemaker.
And Luvvie, you've written a book like this for adults, but this time around it's for teens. Why is it so important to address the teens?
I think it's important to address them now because this is the book I would have loved to have when I was 15 or 16 or 17. You know, a book that's given them permission to be these challengers out in the world. A book that tells them that the thing that makes you different is your superpower. You know, there's so much that we didn't learn when we were growing up that I feel like they need to learn now as opposed to in 20 years, 30 years. That's why I wrote Rising Troublemaker.
Well, speaking of growing up, Luvvie, I was just reading, you mentioned your grandmother as being one of the one of the first troublemakers you witnessed. Tell us about that.
My grandmother, Mama following you, was truly a troublemaker. She was, you know, we all know an older Black woman who has been through hell and back, and you can't tell her nothing, right? And they move with this energy of audacity, and that was my grandmother. She took up space without apology, and she was deeply loved. Like the same way she would feed you with intensity is the same way she'd be like, you should do better. And I watched her growing up, and I didn't realize how much I was modeling myself and my life after.
Wow, what a great role model. You've got a quote in the book that says, to be fearless is not to allow fear to make you do less. How do you do that? Because, I mean, our natural instinct, especially when we're afraid of things, is, oh, maybe let me back off of this.
Yeah, I think we need to let fear be a growth opportunity. A lot of times when we are afraid, it's because we're being pushed outside of our comfort zone. So to be fearless does not mean you're not afraid, you're not anxious, you're not doubtful. It just means you say, you know what, I am afraid, but I'm going to charge forward regardless because that's what is necessary. That's what's going to be for everybody's greater good and mine.
And you say when you speak up, you ask yourself 3 questions before you do so. What are those 3 questions?
So my 3 questions to make sure I'm not being impulsive or I'm not just talking to hear my own voice is, do I mean it? Can I defend it? And can I say it thoughtfully? It's a great checkpoint to stop me. If the answer is yes to all 3, I say the thing and I let it fall. But if I can't say it in the most thoughtful way, it might be time for me to pause or gather myself and then say it.
I love that. Wow. I love that. All right, finally, I hear you set up a scholarship for one rising troublemaker, if you will.
Yes, it's important to enable that they're going to go to college and do great things. So I have created the Rising Troublemaker Scholarship to award one high school senior $5,000 to further their education, whether they're going to a 2-year college, a 4-year college, or a trade school. I want to be a part of the change, and I really do think that is the heart of troublemaking. So yes, the Rising Troublemaker Scholarship.
That's nice.
Love that. Luvvie, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
It's nice to meet you.
And the book is called Rising Troublemaker, out tomorrow. For more information on Luvvie's scholarship, you can go to today.com. Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.